Well, this week there's a bit more finger pointing going on about who to blame for the Memphis-Shelby County Schools audit findings. So just a reminder, the preliminary audit found more than $1.1 million in waste and abuse, $1.7 million in spending not in compliance with district policies, and more than $33 million in payroll-related transactions. Just to note, only 25% of the actual forensic audit portion is complete. This week, the Memphis Flyer brought attention to MSCS's new website, MSCSprogress.org, where the district gives updates on the audit and explains their, quote, operational modernization and excellence plan. There's a section where the district color codes their progress. They use green meaning complete, yellow means in progress, and orange means just starting. But under maintaining institutional knowledge, which it colored yellow, it reads, the district underwent a massive layoff during the prior superintendent's tenure. More than 1,000 positions were eliminated. We have aggressively worked to rebuild the internal structure and historical knowledge, including the redevelopment of structures and processes proven effective. So with that, there was no exact name included in that, but I think we can all put two and two together that the prior superintendent was Dr. Marie Fagan. So I'm going to open it up to you, Reverend Whalum. Who is to blame for the audit findings?
For the audit findings, we're all to blame because we have sat back and allowed this travesty to continue in terms of the miseducation of our children. But I want to point out that information came from the school board itself. It came from MSCS itself. Would that they had been this transparent when the auditors were asking questions about these numbers. Why weren't they as transparent then? I doubt that this website is probative of anything whatsoever. As to their point about the 1,100 or 1,000 positions, who created the positions in the first place? I have a feeling I know who created most of those positions. And why is it that once these positions are gone, nobody can respond to legal requests in a forensic audit? Why don't they know where the documents are? That means if you fired the head of the department, that means nobody else knew where they were. That means the head of the department wasn't doing their job. I just think it's a colossal waste of time. I think that the sooner we get to the final results, the sooner we'll get to rock bottom. This community is going to have to rip the scab off and start at the bottom and build our way back up. This is embarrassingly embarrassing.
Well, to that point, the Republicans, whenever they, had that press conference with the comptroller and Cameron Sexton and whatnot, what do you think about the possibility of criminal charges if it rises to that level?
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that there may be criminal charges because just 25% of the relevant portions have been released or even discovered. It shows that somebody on the inside is at least slowing down releasing information that might be damaging in terms of somebody committing fraud. That's what a forensic audit is. It leads to possible fraud. I think all of us have to just wait and see. Again, Marie Fagans knows the answers. Ask her. Well, but she's running for county mayor. Okay.
I mean, she's welcome on the show anytime.
Yeah, she's suing the county. Okay. She's suing the school board. Okay. She still knows the answers. Call her, subpoena her. Let her come and tell what she knows.
Susan, I want to ask you, so Dr. Roderick Richmond, yeah, right, I mean, good point, can't really argue that. Susan, so Dr. Roderick Richmond put out kind of this video this week, kind of doing damage control, saying that they had already been aware of a lot of the issues and that they're already working. What do you think about moving forward here and how his position is going to play into that?
Well, I think that he has to be careful who he blames because he's part of the problem. He's been there for over 31 years, 32 years, and he's held some top senior level positions at the school board. So if there were problems going on, he either sat behind a closed door and didn't pay any attention, or he knew about the problems. But what was interesting, you were showing on the screen those color-coded keys of problems. I didn't see any color-coded keys about the progress of educating our children, and what is the progress of the kids in the third grade, in the fourth grade, in the fifth grade. That is not even on their website, and isn't that what the whole school board should be about, is making sure our children are educated. Passing the buck doesn't please me at all. You remember the old saying that the buck stops here from President Truman? Well, that goes for Dr. Richmond and everyone else in charge, including those in the school board. Absolutely. No one forced you into those positions. You wanted those positions, and I think it is failed leadership when people in those positions try to pass responsibility for problems to someone else. Instead of being part of the problem, be part of the solution. Mm-hmm. And instead of saying it was somebody else's fault, say, okay, let's figure out what's going on. But they say they've been working on it for years. Really?
Otis, do you think that the MSCS webpage that had that little excerpt about the 1,000 layoffs and internal structure and loss of institutional knowledge, do you think that there was a strategy there to try to negate Marie Fagan's lawsuit?
Perhaps, because there is some truth to the loss of institutional knowledge. I mean, obviously, if you're in an organization, no matter whether you're at the school system or at a newspaper, if you lose a lot of people who know what's going on, then you're going to have some problems. And I think that's what they were trying to do. I'm not going to debate whether they should or whether they have or have not owned up to the responsibility of all of the problems. I mean, we see that everywhere. We see people blaming somebody else for all of the faults. That goes all the way from the top of our presidential administration all the way down. But I'll say what I said last week. To say, though, that this is the worst example of malfeasance and educational wrongdoing or stuff going on with not just the school system, but with government, to say it's the worst that they've seen in history, I just don't think that that's true. Mm-hmm. There have been some other things that are a lot worse than this. I just hope that some good will come out of this. We know that there is going to be this takeover. And I think Superintendent Richmond is saying that he wants to work with whoever those folks are. Hopefully he will. Hopefully they'll work with him. But I doubt it. I think that there's going to be some house cleaning.
Really quick,
let me make a real quick point. Of all the problems that are going on in the school system, of all the issues, don't forget that these people who are in charge, including the school board, they're being paid from public dollars. This is tax money that is funding this. Mm-hmm. And we are the people who are paying their salaries. So don't forget that.
I'm sorry.
Very quick.
Okay, the only reason we have an audit, forensic audit, is because the school board ignored the state's pleas. Don't rush to fire the superintendent. We want to work with you. Remember, that's why we're where we are now.
Okay, we're going to get into our political pressure speed round when we come back. It's a new concept. I'm so excited. Stay with us.